Let's start with a simple truth, shall we? Enlightenment philosophy, the foundation of the American experiment, was built on the idea that human beings have inherent rights, not granted by kings, not doled out by corporations, but by virtue of existing. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what they promised us. So why the hell is life, a healthy life, treated like a goddamn luxury in this country? Let me remind you, the Enlightenment thinkers who inspired the Founding Fathers believed in reason. They believed in progress. They believed society could and should be engineered to improve the lives of everyone, not just the powerful. And what is healthcare if not the very essence of progress, of reason, of improving lives? You know what's not rational? The idea that it's somehow better to pay $8,000 in health insurance premiums, deductibles, and out-of-pocket bullshit instead of $2,000 in taxes for universal coverage. And yet, here we are, the richest nation on earth, full of people terrified of a system every other developed country figured out decades ago. Why? Because we've been fed a myth, a toxic anti-enlightenment myth, that individual freedom means suffering alone, that healthcare for all is somehow tyranny. Tyranny? Tyranny is working 40 hours a week, getting sick, and losing everything because your insurance company found a loophole to deny you coverage. Tyranny is being chained to a job you hate because your life depends on their shitty benefits package. Tyranny is a system where survival is a privilege, not a right. Think about the numbers. 2,000, 8,000. It's not just math, it's fear. A fear that's been weaponized by the same forces Enlightenment thinkers warned us about. Greed and power. The corporations that profit off your suffering have spent decades making you believe that taxes are theft, but premiums and copays? Those are just the cost of freedom. But here's the Enlightenment perspective they don't want you to hear. Freedom without security is no freedom at all. Liberty means nothing if you're too scared to go to the doctor. Happiness isn't possible if you're crushed by medical debt. The irony is that universal healthcare isn't just aligned with Enlightenment values. It's the natural extension of them. John Locke, Adam Smith, Thomas Paine, they all believed the role of a government is to protect its people, to create conditions where every individual can thrive. Health is the foundation of all that. Without it, you're nothing. You're a shadow of your potential. In fact, Paine himself argued for a universal basic income to provide for life's necessities. If he were alive today, you think he'd support a system where a single accident can bankrupt a family? Hell no. He'd be standing right here demanding health care for all. This isn't radical. It's practical. It's moral. It's Enlightenment 101. Universal health care isn't about big government or socialism or whatever fear-mongering bullshit they throw at you. It's about living up to the promise of a society built on reason, equity, and progress. And here's the kicker. Every other developed country already knows this. They aren't debating whether their citizens deserve health care. They're busy improving the systems that already work. Meanwhile, we're stuck arguing whether the number 2 is smaller than the number 8. Wake the fuck up. The Enlightenment taught us that society is a choice. We can choose to be better, to care for one another, to rise above fear and greed, and build something worthy of the ideals we claim to cherish. So let me ask you this. What kind of society do you want to live in? One where healthcare is a right, or one where it's a privilege reserved for those who can afford it? The choice is ours. It always has been. Freedom without fear. That's the dream we should be fighting for.